Friday. This is easy. Not a big deal. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, uh, got the win and did some really good things. Obviously, I'm a little frustrated about some of the things that we didn't do well, but I think winning. I told the team winning's hard, and so you have to celebrate it. But I can't wait to get to work on finding ways to improve as a team. So I got to do a better job as head coach, making sure these guys play complete 60 minutes. But the guys didn't give up, and the grit, the determination is there. We should keep building on it. So all three phases. But I'm just really pleased with us being able to get the win. Even at the end, I just felt like at the end we just gave up that touch. That last drive was frustrating. We put some reserve people in there, and that's their time to shine, and it wasn't good. So they didn't answer the call. Hopefully they get another opportunity, But a lot of those guys are one play away from being on the field, and we had some guys go down on defense, so we'll see how it looks for Jack and for Glasgow. But they didn't finish the game, and I was pleased with the guys that did come in and field for them. Ace Kafusi and Miles Hall and Max Alford and Ciale. They did a great job, especially with some of the stops that they were able to get. That fourth down, the goal line stand was awesome. We used 2 timeouts on it. I used 2 timeouts on it. It was important. I wanted to see our guys respond, and but then we still had the sour taste just of the last drive. So stuff to work on. I'm really excited about the win, though. We're 5-0, and but I'm really excited to get back to work and get better so we can play next week. But I saw a lot of growth, a lot of people, specifically our quarterback. For him to respond after some of the mistakes that were made speaks to his growth and his progression, and just the way that he's able to just think about the next play and not let things get him down. And he's usually right where you need him to be, never too high, never too low. And I'm glad that he was able to respond from some of the mistakes that happened. So, what questions do you guys have for me?
Lonnie, Bear threw for a career-high 351 yards. That was the most passing yards you guys had in a victory since joining the Big 12. Chase Roberts had a career-high 161 yards. Parker Keeson had a career-high 111 yards. You did have turnovers on offense, but what was going right in the passing game? What do you feel like was working right to get those kind of numbers and that kind of production tonight?
Well, I think A-Rod and Fessy and the entire offensive staff felt good about what they can do, throwing the ball. And we found some spots, but, I've just got to get over the fact that he turned the ball over on an interception, and that was it was just I think it was a middle screen play, and I don't know if I like the call, but I know I don't like that he threw it right to him, so just got to keep working on it. But I do like his presence. I like his demeanor the entire game, even when things are going really well and then when they're going really bad. I felt like he was in a really good spot. And then, overall, we just got to take care of the football. It's hard to put the defense in that position, and I think they had two drives right there in the within the 10-yard line. I can't remember one was on the 4-yard line. The other one was defense played well, but they made a lot of mistakes too. So but when you look at the numbers, and I thought they did a good job handling the run for the most part. It was a QB run that was kind of dangerous. We knew that was going to happen, but overall, it's just like spots defensively there were mistakes in different spots. It wasn't like one part wasn't doing good enough. There was a lot of different things that it was 1 out of the 11 that made a mistake, and they exposed it and made a play. But that's football. We just got to keep working on it. And then our kicker missed a field goal, so he's human last week and human this week. I need him to go back to being superhuman, and I'm glad that he was able to get that kick through, and all those things that we can work on and improve on and make sure that we're better. I didn't like the turnovers. Were one thing, but it's like the discipline of the team got to be better. Too many penalties, and more than anything, the penalties that were like thoughtless, false starts that would just make the drive harder and stopped us from putting points on the board, and really difficult holding calls that when you're in the red zone. So that doesn't help us out either. So there's a lot of things that we can improve on. But with that being said, I thought West Virginia, you have to give them a lot of credit. Rich Rod's a really good coach, and he'll get these guys ready to play, and they won't ever quit. And so that was good for us to see that. And but I'm glad that we were able to get the win. I just want to win more comfortably when we can. You know what I mean? And I thought we had our opportunity to do that tonight, but you have to give them credit for making plays and for making it interesting. And I'm just glad that we got the W. So what else?
Do you have an update on Jack Kelly?
No, I mean it's actually I felt good about it because towards the end in the locker room he was actually feeling pretty good, and so we'll evaluate it tomorrow for him and Glasgow. But yeah, that's the game of football. Sometimes guys get banged up, and we'll see how banged up he is and if he can even go next week or not.
On Glasgow, they said it was precautionary on the TV broadcast. Was it more?
He wanted to keep playing, and I think there was an argument on the sideline, and I'm usually gonna go with the safe side and listen to the doctors and the trainers, you know. So, but he did get in on the onside kick because I think he was Glasgow was Jack Kelly's backup, and so I mean we didn't have anybody else right there, so he had to go at that moment.
Coach, what was the genesis of the first play, the long pass? Why the long pass, the very first play?
Yeah, I want to do that all the time. That'd be great. I mean, if every time we pass the ball, if we can have a deep threat, we'll just do it. But I feel really good about Bear's ability to throw the ball, the deep ball, and the mid-range, and then even some of the checkdowns. I think he's really good at it. We just I think this is a really good step for him, you know. But we just got to keep rolling and keep the guys humble and just keep them hungry.
It wasn't just the first pass, a lot of chunk plays for the offense relative
Yeah.
to the prior weeks. How important is it for the offense to show that and provide?
Yeah, I thought that was really good, especially with the big play, you know, big play production from them. We probably didn't see it enough, and it was more methodical. And so now we're getting some chunk yardage, and we just got to finish drives, you know. So that's I thought we did, but I just want to impose our will and try to find ways to be more physical. But you know, we'll keep working. I'm not upset about the win. I'm just like we're kind of tense a little bit. You know, I want to be relaxed a little bit towards the end, and that wasn't a comfortable win. It was a good win, but not comfortable as much as I wanted it to be.
Take us through the decision on the Sam Van Hart to go for him.
Yeah, K-pop gets it. You know, and if people are going to try to block us and try to do different things, whether it's any of our kicking game or if K-pop sees something, I trust him. And it was there, and obviously he was right. I mean, it just got us a closer field goal, though. All that did was get us to kick a closer field goal when you want to turn those around into touchdowns.
Will missed another kick. You mentioned back-to-back weeks now. How do those misses impact your decision making, whether or not you want to kick a field goal or pull a fake like that?
Kickers go through that sometimes. It's okay. I mean, we're spoiled because he made 25 kicks in a row. You know what I mean? And so. And he just happened to miss one last week and miss one this week, but he made one, so he's back on the make train. You know what I mean? So I have a lot of trust in him, and we feel good about his ability. So yeah, he kicked the ball well in kickoffs, and I feel good about Will altogether.
Kalani, on the pitch or that was deflected and then they recovered it.
The fumble, yeah.
Are you okay with that play call, or do you think we were maybe getting a little too greedy there?
I mean, because it didn't go well, I hate it, you know. but I mean, I had to watch the play again. I don't know if it was if he could have just been safe and just tuck it and run rather than pitch it. But you have to give West Virginia credit for making the play too, you know. So. I didn't like the response from the defense when that happened, but I do like the response from the offense. Once we got the ball back, we drove down and scored. So, yeah, we just got to make things a lot easier. And then I think that fumble, the next fumble was it Jovessa? So we just had to take care of the football. I mean, that should never happen to us. The game is hard enough that we shouldn't be coughing the ball up. And then it's just like the unsettling feeling of seeing the ball on the ground a few times, even when it went out of bounds, or I just don't like that. So that we got to go back to the fundamentals and taking care of the football from the beginning. Hand the ball to the ref and not let it just be on the ground.
2 offsides on the defense on 4th down. What do you attribute to the common thread on those?
I don't know. I have to see who it was on. Do you know who the second one was on? The first one I think was on Logan, the Tui, right? And they just got to line up better. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's like, just get back. We haven't seen it before, but on that drive on defense where we gave them another chance on 4th down after we stuffed them, and then that's after we got a late hit I think it was Keanu that did that. It's like, come on, this is we're way more disciplined than that as a team. We're way better than that. So it made the theatrics and the drama all interesting, especially when we got the stop. But we shouldn't make things harder on ourselves, and we've got to play smarter as a football team. That's my job. I got to get these guys to be more disciplined and have better if we talk about football, football IQ.
Last question.
What can you do to get this team back to playing for a full 60 minutes?
Yeah, we'll get it back. I mean, that's fine. Not a lot of people are playing a full 60 minutes. I'm asking for the impossible for some parts, but I'm always going to be like that. You're talking to me about I'm complaining about winning a game by 2 scores. I want to get better. So let's not all get too comfortable and get too spoiled that our kicker missed a field goal, that made 25 in a row, and that our defense is giving up some big yards on backup players, things like that. So we know what the problems are. We'll fix it, and we'll get back to work. So appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, question for Tanner and Trey. Trey, walk us through the first career INT.
I mean, we was on the sideline. Peyton looked at me. He was like, Trey, make sure you get your 3-step read. I was looking at the quarterback, and the quarterback, he was holding the mesh point, and I know when I get them reads that he wasn't throwing the deep ball. So I just trusted myself, and I was just like, if it's any time to make a play, here it go right here. And I jumped it, seen the ball. I mean, the rest, it happened. I'm a little disappointed in myself because I'm supposed to score. It's uncharacteristic of me to get tackled, especially by a quarterback out of all people. So, that one a little iffy. But, it was a surreal feeling. You grow up dreaming about making plays like that. You always talk about you want to be in the level of playing P5 football. And, I just want to thank all my teammates. They did all their jobs up front. The safeties did their job being over the top so I can just go jump it. So I appreciate all my teammates for sure.
Trey, is Darius's tweet about the conversation you guys had legitimate?
Oh, no, it is. I can show y'all right now. I went out on the field to warm up. I was running my laps. Darius texted me. He said, can we get a pick tonight? And I just texted him back, yes, sir.
Okay.
And I texted my dad, too. I told him I was like, be in front of the TV tonight, And Anna the GOAT. Anna got it on video. I hope it make the cut. I told her, I say, tonight, hey, I feel it. I just knew it was going to happen. So, yeah, manifestation is real. And, we prepared great all week. And I just knew how to trust myself tonight when we got out there. T-Wall got us fired up. The pregame speech, he was just about trusting yourself. And so, the rest is history.
Tanner, you had one of the crazier interceptions that we've seen in a while. The receiver basically bobbled the ball into your hands. How did you react when that kind of unfolded the way it did?
Yeah, no, when I was running over to the top after the quarterback pumped, saw Evan jump about a step early, and I'm like, oh, he might catch this ball. And then when he tipped it up, I was getting ready to hit him, and just the ball kind of spit up perfectly and was able to grab it. But we train that kind of stuff all the time, just the good habits of always running to the ball, and when you're in the right spot at the right time, you end up making plays. So that was a cool moment.
Was it kind of the strangest interception you've ever had? To this
Yeah,
point?
probably in my career. Yeah, it's got to be up there.
How much does this defense change if Jack Kelly and Glasgow are out moving forward? Just what was maybe the adjustments in game without those guys?
Obviously those are 2 huge playmakers for us, right, in the heart of our defense. Scheme-wise, I don't envision much changing. I actually thought Ace Kafusi and Max Alford and a couple other guys stepped up and came in and played well tonight and responded when their name was called. So depending on what those injuries look like, those are guys who are going to be in the middle of our defense making a lot of plays. But next man up, we trust them, and those guys work hard and prepare as well, and they're great football players.
Trey, how would you evaluate the defensive performance overall?
First things first, we got to win. I think that's something always to be positive about. I feel like personally, the whole defense know, sudden change, we got to be better. Our offense did a great job the first 4 weeks without turning the ball over. So tonight we can't harp on it and, get mad at them for turning the ball over. It's football. So I feel like when sudden change, we got to respond better in those situations, and we got to finish games. honestly. Like, if we finish ball games, the score wouldn't look like how it did tonight. It's a good win. It's always fun to get wins, but we know we can be better. We've seen the defense at our standard. We've seen us at our best. So, we can take it with a grain of salt. We won the game, so we're not going to just sit in here all sad. But we definitely know, like, Sunday, really, because we got a longer week. Sunday, it's time to get our mind back to it, get ready for Arizona. So,
How much more of a challenge is it for either of you guys as a defense to defend a short field after those turnovers, to come out and start a defensive series with a short field?
I think it's all a mindset thing. Like Trey was saying, we got to do a better job responding to that adversity. We haven't been in that position yet this season. We haven't in years past. Some of us older guys, but we got to do a better job. Like our mindset, our mentality is the same, right? We got to find a way to hold them, force them to kick a field goal, or get them into a situation where they're going forward on fourth down. We know in the red zone, the playbook shrinks for them. Like there's certain things that they don't run as much and things that they like to go to. So, tonight we needed to do a better job anticipating and just kind of, manning up and responding to that adversity.
Any other questions for these two?
Yeah, Tanner, real quick. Kalani said he called the 2 timeouts late because he wanted to challenge you guys on that goal line stand you guys had. What was the message in the huddle during those timeouts?
I mean, really it's just, him expressing belief in us and challenging us to go out and, be who we are, right? Play in a way that matches our identity as a defense. We have goals and a standard that we hold ourselves to as far as, touchdowns in the red zone. When we like a team in the red zone, there's a certain percentage that we want to keep them under in touchdowns. And so, just reminding us of that and just getting the energy going, right? Because towards the end of a drive, guys might be hanging their heads if they've drive the ball or whatever it might be. But he's always one to inspire us to just go out and play our best. Do you add anything to that, Trey?
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, the question about the short field or whatnot, like, as a defense, like, it's supposed to be hard. Like, if they put the ball on the 1-inch line, we got to defend it. I mean, that's our job. That's what we signed up for. We know it's not going to be easy, but Coach Hill believes in us, and we believe in each other, and we believe in the scheme. So if we just do our 111, everybody's balled in and does their one job, no matter where they put the ball at, no matter who we playing against. If we do our 111, we can dominate anybody. So that's kind of the frustration that you're sensing from, the players and, Coach Kalani. Obviously, we just know how good we are when we at our best. So we just got to be better, and we will be better. I'm confident in this team. I'm confident in our leaders. I hope Jack and Glasser get back. But, like he said, next man up. And I know Coach Enna going to have those guys ready to go. So on to Arizona now.
All right, thanks.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, guys.
All right, questions for Parker? 111 yards, career high for you, receiving. Chase had 161, career high for him. Bear had 351 passing yards, career high for him. What was working right with the passing game for you guys tonight?
Yeah, I think it's just, letting us do our thing. A-Rod opened the offense up to Bear and let Bear make the plays, and we've always known we can throw the ball around, and it was good to get it out on film, letting teams know that they can't stack the box against us, and that we have weapons on the outside too.
So was that a concerted effort this week in practice to open things up from A-Rod in this offense?
Yeah, it's always been the same playbook, same plays, and I think it's just I think he felt confident this week, and it was awesome to see Bear. He threw an interception, and the way he handled it was awesome too. He said my bad, brushed it to the side, and just kept slinging it.
Were you kind of surprised on your touchdown grab early that how open things were for you?
Yeah, we run it in practice, and our defense sees it all the time, so it's never been that open. And when I caught it and turned and went,
a lot. You got a rough start to the season, and you seem super locked in.
Yeah, no, it means a lot to me. As some of you probably know, I wasn't able to practice all fall camp and started practicing first game week. So it was hard for me to get my confidence in those first 2 games, and I felt like I've built off of ECU and Colorado, and I finally felt like I was back to my normal self again this week.
Parker, it seemed like the celebration was a little more muted than it was last week at Colorado. Is that just, was this a little bit less satisfying of a win, or just why would you sum it up?
No, every win is a tough win in the Big 12. Every team is good, so I think it's just because we know that we could have played better. We made some mistakes, had some costly penalties in the red zone when we could have scored, and I think we're just upset about those stupid mistakes that we had, and we're going to clean them up and do better against Arizona.
What was Bear's demeanor after his first turnovers? Like, what was he like on the sidelines after those moments?
Yeah, no, he's just saying, my bad, like, let's forget about it and keep going. He pushed it to the side, and he just kept playing like his normal self, so it was awesome to see, especially as a freshman.
You feel like it's almost in a way like he can relax because he has the 4 games without a turnover. He can just, like, now we don't have to talk about it.
Yeah, no, I think it's good to have some adversity to overcome it, and he's a baller, and the way he runs, the way he throws, how smart he is, it's been awesome to watch him.
What's it like having a guy like Chase to go out there and get some of those explosive plays?
Yeah, that's my roommate. That's my best friend on the team. So it was awesome to be able to go over 100 yards with him, and it's just we grind film together. We were always talking about, hey, it's gonna be sick when we get 100 yards together in one game, and it finally happened. And now we're just gonna keep building off that.
As a roommate, do you give him a little grief for not outrunning that long ball?
Yeah, I did. He came off the field. He's like, I wish I had your speed. I was like, I know, you got to unhook the trailer. But it was – he probably got tired, but it was sweet. He should have instead of stiff arm, just kept running and probably was scored. But
Anything else? All right, thanks, Parker.
Thank you, guys.
We got one more Chase knows Lane.
That was good. And then Parker and Chase, let's bring up Barry. Chase Parker was just talking about being roommates, that he was giving you grief for you got to unhitch that trailer.
I know, yeah, I knew he would say something, so it's expected.
You said a career high on just 3 receptions. Obviously, added to that later. But what does it feel like to have a career high game and a performance like that?
It feels great, especially to get those deep balls with Bear. I think we've been waiting for a couple games to get those, and we manifested it, and then the first play, we knew it was going to happen, and we connected and then just kept rolling the rest of the game. So I think it's only going to get better from here, and we're going to start really throwing the ball, and it's been fun. Bears looking awesome, and offensive line did great, and then we really came together. So just got to limit those dumb mistakes that we made, and we're a great offense.
Are you surprised when teams like Colorado
I just go out there and go play. And I think when they do that, I want to make plays, right? And then hopefully keep connecting with Bear, and then help other people get open and help the run game open up. And so I'm just going to do my thing and go make plays, and hopefully we can win a game, and that's what it's all about. So.
As a team, this is the most passing yards that you've had in a victory since joining the Big 12.
Yeah.
Does that make a statement to the rest of the league? Because, prior to this game, you guys have been really running the ball with a lot of success, but a little more quiet on the passing side.
Yeah, we're just figuring things out with a new quarterback, with a lot of new players, and that's what happens. You start throwing the ball a little more every game, and in this game it kind of blew up, and I think now we're a big threat in the pass game, and teams got to prepare for that. And that's only going to open the box up for LJ and for our running backs, and I think we're just a dangerous offense that it's hard to prepare for. And as we again limit those mistakes, those stupid fumbles, and it happens, right? But as we do that, then we're just a great offense, and our defense, our defense does their thing. So we're a dangerous team.
Did you guys see anything in film this week to maybe produce those downfield opportunities?
Yeah, I think honestly the matchups, we felt like we had better matchups and we could go make plays and throw it up. And then they actually didn't do a lot of what we thought they were going to do. So really, it just came down to the matchups, and Bear trusted us, and we threw it up and made some great plays, and offensive line did their job. So it was great.
Chase, I asked Parker about the celebration was a little more muted this week than last. Why do you think that was, and do you think maybe you left some style points out there?
No, I think we need to celebrate better. Yeah, I think we won a great game. We made stupid mistakes, and we can learn from them, and that's great. I think hitting adversity is great for our team, especially early in the season, and it's only gonna we're only gonna hit more adversity later when we play these teams coming up. We go to Arizona, Utah, Texas Tech. There's gonna be a lot of adversity, so these are great moments for us, and we need to be more grateful for a win and being at home in the crowd. And we're gonna get together on Monday. We're gonna enjoy conference weekend, and then get together on Monday, and then that's what we're gonna talk about: is being more grateful and stepping it up in our in the joy that we have winning a game. I think that's going to be one of Kalani's messages too. So we learned a lot this game. It was great. Coaching staff did, players did, offense, defense, all three phases of the ball. So I think it was a great game for us going into these tougher games coming up.
Parker said Bear owned the turnovers. What did you see from him demeanor-wise after those miscues?
For Bear?
Yeah, for his interception.
Yeah, Bear's just a level-headed dude that's going to keep playing. I think that's what BYU football is like I said, adversity comes, and you're going to make mistakes. And as a quarterback, and when we're throwing the ball this much, it's going to happen. So I think he did a great job bouncing back. We had some great drives after these costly turnovers, and we were able to keep the score, separated. We were able to pull away, and that just shows Bear's composure and how awesome he's been for our team.
It seemed like the rain was coming down at times pretty heavily during the game. Did you guys do anything to combat that you would do differently from a normal game where it's...
It wasn't too bad. I think it just sprinkled a little bit. I think cleat-wise, we had to wear our studs and get a little more thickness in the cleats and stay up so we don't slip as much. But that was the only change that we made, and we were still throwing the ball, still doing our thing. And I think maybe ball security, we need to be a little more emphasis on that when it's a little more wet and the ball might slip out. So that's what we're going to work on going forward.
Second straight year this program starts 5-0.
Yeah.
What do you attribute this success where this program only lost 2 games since last year?
Yeah, I think a lot of it's our culture that Kalani set, and it's just taking time to really establish it and get the right guys on board, and to establish what we stand for at BYU. And you come into our locker room, into our meetings, and that's what we're all about: is the culture, love and learn, and being resilient in every situation that we're in, and you've seen that on the field, and that's what we're going to be going forward.
What does this weekend look like? Extra day, but does it look like for you personally and just the team?
Yeah, I think being able to rest up, hopefully get those guys healed that were beat up. We had some key players go down, and being able to go recover. Me and all the receivers are going in the light bed early in the morning and getting back in there, getting our sleep and getting recovered so we can get back Monday and get healthy and watch some conference and be able to get the spiritually fed as well, and then go get back after it Monday.
Anything else?
Do you want a general conference in person again?
I'm going to go, yeah. I'm going to go afternoon sessions, Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, so excited.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
That's it.